Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Thursday, December 17th, 2020. We are again in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades. I say this because during the day you have the algorithms and the day traders. They are in control of the price during the middle part of the day. I consider what they do mainly noise. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in. They have very smart people, best information. They're dealing with the most money, and they take control of the price away from the day traders and algorithms, and they control it in that last hour, and in particular, in the last few minutes. So I feel like following what the large financial institutions do at the end of the day is an edge in your trading in the long run. So thank you all for coming today. I really appreciate it. I always look forward to seeing everyone. I'm very grateful for this group and that we have such a great mix of traders, and so many people contribute to the stream with possible trades and good insights, and so feel very fortunate that we have this podcast and this time together. So thank you for coming, and I hope that the time you spend here is helping you with your trading and your investing. So currently, the Dow Jones is up 145 points. It's up 0.48%. The NASDAQ is up 77 points, up 0.61%, and the S&P is up 19 points, up about 0.5%. So nice green day across the board. Here is the plan for today. First of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did have a few day trades today. What did I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 4 day trades. I'll share with those. 3 winners, 1 little loser, so that was good. After that, we are going to go over and take a look at your positions. I'm looking over there right now, and I see a lot of green, so congratulations to the ones that have the greens over there. So we'll go through those one by one and see how your trades are doing. But lately your trades have been just outstanding. After that, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk a little bit about trader psychology. In my opinion, the most important skill that you can learn in trading. Learning how to trade, support, resistance, entries, exits. Yes, you do have to learn that. But after that, the more difficult job is following the plan that you came up with when you learned how to trade. And there's a big difference. I should say it's going to make the majority of difference in your trading, whether or not you're a profitable trader or not a profitable trader, depending on whether you can follow your plan. And that all comes back down to trader psychology. So I do like to talk about that in the middle of the podcast. After that, I've gone down through my watch list. I've gone down through results of Kamal's scanner today. I have 3 requirements whenever I look to enter a trade. As you know, first requirement, I like to look for a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames if possible. Secondly, you have to have a good risk to reward ratio. Always have to factor in risk to reward. It's very, very important. 2 to 1 is my minimum. So therefore, if I'm willing to risk $100 on a trade to the downside based upon some valid support below me, I need to be able to make at least 2 times or more to the upside based upon valid resistance and likely resistance above me. And then number 3, always important, take a few minutes, take a look at your mix of holdings in your portfolio. Are they very correlated? Do you have some diversification? It's important that you have diversification in your type of stock holdings, and it's even a good idea to get outside of stocks, something like bonds, gold, oil, crypto. Crypto is doing extremely well, as a matter of fact. I'm sure a lot of you have seen that, but just getting outside of something, get some diversification in what you are trading. So I'm going to go down through, there are some possible candidates today. So using the 3 requirements that I just mentioned, I'm going to go through the ones that I've marked, and I'm going to try to narrow it down to the very, very best trade at the end of the day. And if I find something, I will go ahead, place the trade before the market closes, right there, right before the close. Then when the market is closed, if anybody has any questions for me, please let me know. If you need clarification on anything I discussed today, please let me know. If there's any stock symbols that you would like me to look at today, before the market closes, just put them in the chat. Please put an emoji by it so that I know it's time sensitive, and I will do my very best to get to it before the close of the market. Then, lastly, if you have any new entries for me today, any new entries, exits that you'd like me to update on the board, if you could please wait till the end of the day when the market's closed. That way I'm done trading, I'm done teaching, the market's closed, pressure's off, and then we'll spend as much time as we need to get those updated. Okay, so that is the plan for today. Hang tight. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's take a look and see who is here today. Brian is here. Hey, Brian M. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Brian says, hello, traders. Dan giving me the peace sign. Right back at you, Dan. Good to see you. Captain Johan is here. Good to see you, Johan. Johan's been on a tear. Man, I'm so proud of Johan. He's had such great trades. Good to see you, my friend. Lava is here. Hey, everyone. Hey, Lava, thank you for that email last night. That was good to know. The little procedure that I did on Love last night, Southwest Airlines, was helpful for you to kind of understand my rules. Circling back to Love, because I did buy that intraday today, so I'll show you that. Kamal is here. Hey, bud. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And nice trade today on DKNG. And thank you, as always, for sending the scanner over. Bob is here. Hey, Bob M. Hello, everyone. David is here. Hi, Gregorians. Oh, well, that's a new one. The Gregorian Monk Trading Group. Good to see you, Dave. Hi, Evan. Good to see you, sir. Ramble Ron. Hey, Ramble, what's going on, bud? Good to see you. Steve Burns is here. Hey, buddy. Thank you for coming, Steve. Always great to see you. Always an honor and a privilege to have you here. I really mean that. I never take it for granted, and I'm sure everyone else is very happy that you are here as well. Steve says, dollar down, UUP, which is the dollar. New 52-week low today. Metals up today. Silver, 3-month high. Bitcoin, huge gap up on Bitcoin. That is true. Silver is up big today. Gold is up big, a little off of its highs, but Steve's doing very well with this silver and gold position. Ava, hey Ava, good to see you, my friend. Hope you are doing well. Ava says, happy day, Greg, and everyone. Happy day to you as well, Ava. Thank you for coming as always. Ramble said, got out of my spy calls today. Okay, remind me at the end, and then I will take those off, Ramble. But nice trade. Frank is here. Hey, Frank, good to see you, bud. Hello, Greg and group. Hello, Mr. Frank. Brian M says, Bitcoin, 4 exclamation marks. You know, I have a friend of mine that bought Bitcoin way back when. I think he bought it under $1. And then it ran up to 20,000, and then it ran down to 3,500, and then it's back. And he kept it all. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Morgs is here. Hey, bud, good to see you. Hope you're having a good evening in South Africa. Frank has a poem for us. Let me copy this down here first. I have a system, Frank, so I have to do this first. Let's see here. Bum, bum, bum. All right, let's see what Frank has to say today. Oh, the joy of being in a stock picker's market. Find the right stock, take some money, and park it. That old hound dog learns to pick up the scent, knowing the hunt is time well spent. Yeah, it's like a treasure hunt, right? In a stock picker's market, trying to find that one stock instead of just buying the indexes. Let's try it again. Oh, the joy of being in a stock picker's market. Find the right stock, take some money, and park it. That old hound dog learns to pick up the scent, knowing the hunt is time well spent. Excellent, excellent. Thank you as always, Frank. Johnson is here. Good evening, Greg and gang. Hey, Johnson, good to see you. Hope you are having a good day wherever you may be. So, all right, well, let's get to it. All right, AGQ. So, this is the tale of two cities. I unfortunately shorted AGQ on the weekly last week. I shorted it here at 48.38. It's up a mere 17% against me this week. But I want to put it into perspective. This is a weekly trade. So when I do a weekly trade, I buy fewer shares because the moves on the weekly can be much larger. You see the red line up here? Red line up here is my emergency stop. So if I got up here, I would hit my emergency stop, which is the same dollar amount as an emergency stop would be on the daily. So I take my, let's just say I was willing to risk $2,000 on this trade. Because it's a weekly, I divide it by 1808. That tells me how many shares to buy, but it accounts for the movement and counts for all the volatility. So this is probably the worst trade percentage-wise I've had in a long time, but because I've positioned correctly based upon the volatility and because I positioned based upon the weekly, it's not really that bad, right? But that's why it's important to adjust for volatility, and also very important to always pick a maximum emergency stop loss amount that you're okay with hitting. You're not going to hit them very often, but when you do hit them, you want to make sure you're okay with that. So my stop was a long time ago, but this is a weekly bar, so I'm waiting till the bitter end. My stop would have been a close over 50 or a close above the halfway of the washout bar. So anyway, on the bright side, okay, here we go. On the bright side, Gary and Steve took the opposite side of the long side with the 520 crossover. Steve is long here from 44.34. Gary is also long right about the same area. And excellent trade, guys. Up 12.9%. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So be interesting to see what how Steve's going to manage this trade. We're at about a 66.06 RSI, so that will be very interesting. Excuse me. First Solar. All right. So yes, Gary and Greg and I am Greg, bought FLRS at 90.98 back on the 14th. It is at 92.66. It is up 1.05% today. I did hit one profit target today, right near the top at 93.30. You can see this is a second profit target. Third profit target. I always put 3 profit targets every day based upon yesterday's close, and I did hit one. So this one's looking fine. It's not stretched with the RSI. It's made a new high. Hasn't made a low. Hasn't closed below the previous day's low. So far so good on this trade. Drip. All right. I did buy Drip back here at 25.97 with the under 30, over 30, false breakout to the downside, bullish engulfing bar. Bought it at 25.97. It's down a little bit. It's at 25.53. It is up a little bit today. It finally got positive for me earlier in the day, but it is slightly off. So it is down a bit for my entry. It's holding the halfway of the big up bar here, the 50% fib number. So far, I'm just going to hold this. Glad that it's up a little bit today. Amazon. Steve and Gary and I did buy Amazon. Steve here at 32.43. We bought this with the crossover signal that we received yesterday with the 10.30 crossover. This is when the pink line crosses over the 30 line. This 10.30 crossover does backtest well. It doesn't make money on every single trade, obviously, but overall in the aggregate it does. It was up nicely earlier today. I think I got fairly close to hitting a profit target. I did. I had a profit target there at 32.68, but it did not quite get there. So slightly down on the trade. It's about $7, which is not a lot on Amazon. But anyway, I'll be holding this. GLD. Okay, so yes, Gary and I did buy GLD yesterday with the 520 crossover. I bought it here at 174.80. Had a huge gap up here today. It's up 1%. It's well off of its highs. I did hit 3 profit targets. It gapped through my first profit target. So I did hit 3 profit targets here, one at the very, very top today before it sold off. So this is a good example of why, you know, sometimes you can hit profit targets at higher levels before it sells off, and it's good. You know, it's good that I've taken off a percentage of the shares at higher levels. I don't like this, oops. I'm not real thrilled about the, let's see, how do I do that? Is it Control Z? Yeah. It opened, went up. This is a bit of a bearish bar right here. It's a bit of a toppy reversal bar. Let's see how high we got on the RSI. Okay, we got to 59.73, so not really too extended. When I first looked at this, or when I looked at this and I saw this big reversal bar, I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to sell half. Whenever I get into a position where I have a bad, ugly, bearish bar, sometimes I don't like to take the entire position off in case it just goes racing back up. But selling half, in my opinion, when you're not sure on a position, you have this kind of volatility bar, I think is generally a pretty good idea, because if I sell half and it goes down, I'm glad I sold half. If I sell half but it goes roaring up tomorrow, I'm still glad I have half. So I only do that when there's some kind of price action, some kind of bar that's concerning. And this, honestly, this bar is a bit concerning today. It's the close is higher than yesterday's close, but it's lower than today's opening. So there was a lot of selling going up there. But nonetheless, nice, good, positive trade. I'm happy for that. Ollie, anyone in? Okay, so this is just me. I did buy Ollie back here at 79.50 with the rejection of the 250-day, the false breakout to the downside, the bullish engulfing bar. I bought it at 79.50. It's currently 83.33, so it is up 3.22% today, and from entry, it's up 4.68%. So that's good. I'm going to see how it reacts around this 200-day moving average here. If it rejects that 200 today, I may consider taking half of my position off with a rejection of a major moving average above it. So that's definitely a consideration. SPY had a nice overnight SPY trade. Man, the last few days have been fantastic, but I did buy here at 370.17. Sold it this morning first thing at 371.93. So I don't know, like $1.60 overnight. These last few days, I mean, tonight's buy here, open. Here was a little gain. Here was a big gain. And here was a big gain. I think I'm pretty sure I've made a yearly high using the overnight SPY trade today. I'll have to double check it, but I'm pretty sure. But grateful for that. Of course, I will be buying this again today at the close and selling it first thing tomorrow morning. USO, all right. I did buy USO down here at 30.97. Currently, it's 33.16. So this has been a good trade. It is up 6.6%. I did buy this on the monthly with the under 30, over 30, and the under negative third HCR channel, over negative third HCR channel. So this trade has worked out really, really, really well. But again, I'm trading this on the monthly bar, so profit targets are way the heck up there. But so far, so good. Okay, Apple. I did have some day trades in Apple today. Let me run through these quickly. First trade here, we came back down into the value zone. We tested the halfway of this bar here. We had a V1. I entered at 128.62. Next bar didn't do much. Then I had a big up bar. I always sell half if I get a nice kind of big expansion bar. Sold at 129.04. Then I had a close below the previous day's low, got out of that, and then I held a quarter of the position, came back to my entry point. So that portion was just a scratch. So bought at 128.62, sold at 128.93, sold at 129.04, and then back here at the entry point for a scratch on that last portion. right, so that was trade 1. Trade number 2 was this V1 here, false breakouts at the downside here. I bought at 128.28, had the big nice up bar. I sold half at 124.42. Moved sideways, didn't do much, had another big kind of up thrust bar. I sold the half of the half at 126.68, and then here we had a close below the previous day's low. So I got in at 128.28, out at 128.42, out at 128.51, and out at 128.68. All right, so that's all on Apple. Here, I'll go with VIX. I did have one little losing trade on VIX that happened right here. It was a nice higher low V2. I bought it at 16.78, moved up initially, and then closed below halfway the washout bar. So I got in at 16.78 and got out at 16.75. So I only lost 3 cents on that trade. Now, last but not least, of course, you know what happened with Southwest Airlines yesterday. I was supposed to stay in if it closed over 45.72. With a couple seconds to go, the market looked like it was closing under, so I got out. Then it actually closed over, so I should have kept it, but it's just one of those things. But I did get back into Southwest today, intraday, right here when we had a close above the 200-day. I remember this because it's a higher low close above the 200. I got in at 45.72, right where the support was supposed to be, and so you can see that has turned into a really nice trade. And so it's at 46.16. So I'm not going to treat this as a day trade. I'm going to go ahead. I got in with the day trade, but now that I'm back in it, I'm back where I wanted to be in the first place with that mistake that happened yesterday. But it is at 0.96% today. So I hope all that makes sense. David says, "Hi Greg, this is Christina, David's wife." Oh, hi. Wanted to say happy holidays. I hear your voice every day, so you are now quite familiar to all of us. Oh, well, thank you so much, Christina. Thank you for saying hello. And it was a pleasure working with David and having our lessons. And I met your daughter on Skype, and she's lovely. So thank you so much, and happy holidays to you as well. It's very kind of you, Christina, for saying hi. Steve says, Beyond Meat close to a 520 EMA crossover. Let me write that one down. Kamal will be glad to hear that because Kamal has Beyond Meat. So it's a 520. Thank you, Steve. I will definitely put that on the list. Ava says, ZI looks like a 1050 EMA cross and V2. Well, let's see, 1050 EMA cross on ZI. Zoom. Oh, that's Zoom. Why do I not see my... 1050. Oh, I don't think there's an... Oh yeah, there's not enough bars, Ava, to have a 50 EMA. That's why my chart's not plotting one. Are you perhaps talking about a... Oh, that is the 50. That's the 50 SMA. I'm going to have to double check my charts. Hold on. Let me look at something that I know has it. Yeah, Apple has it. Oh, ZI, not ZM. Yeah, there's a 50. For some reason I don't see that, but it is a nice V2, and it's a fractal. Here's a high with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. So you do have a nice V2. It's pretty good, actually. It's actually pretty good. Yep, it is. But I don't quite see the crossover unless you're talking about the 1050, the 10 EMA 1050 SMA. But for some reason, I don't have the 10 on here. But yeah, it looks pretty good. That's the long way to say it. Short way to say it. Steve also is looking at NVIDIA. 520 and 1030. So I will definitely put that on the list. All right, let's Steve, thank you for yesterday's Twitter post reviewing the SPY 200 moving average strategy. It reminds me that I should focus on your 5 moving averages that beat the markets book, one of my favorite books. And Jody, if you're out there listening, you have that book on your book stand right now. Get to it. No, I'm kidding. All right. I already feel like I'm okay. Here we go. Frank is in at 284.60 on the Qs. It's currently 310.50. Beautiful trade up on the day and nicely up on the trade. Frank, congratulations. Oh, and Apple. Gary is in Apple at 108. It's 128. So he's made a nifty $20. Frank is in at 111. So that's $17. So congratulations to both of you on the nice Apple trade. Alibaba, Ava, is in Alibaba at 253.31. It's currently 264.37, up 0.95% today. Very nice, Ava. Beautiful trade. DocuSign, Yas GM, Brian in at 224.12. It's up 4.13% just today. It's 246.79. So nicely up on the day, nicely up on the trade. ISRG, Ava is ISRG at 750 even at 776.37, up 1.15 just today. So nice trade there, Ava. IAU, this is Frank. This is gold, bought it at 1754. It is currently 1797, up 1.07% today, and a lot more than that on the trade. So congratulations, Frank. MasterCard is up today. Gary sold the January 15th, 290, 280 strikes, so it's at 336. So as long as it stays above 290 by January 15th, Gary will make all the premium on his credit spreads. Google down today. Gary sold put spreads on Google 1570. So he's got about $170 protection to January 15th. So I think he's doing pretty good there. Kamal, beautiful, bought 54. Bought DKNG yesterday at 54. It's at 54.80 up, so nice. And then Jackson bought at 35.67 all the way down here. He added at 51.06. So both Kamal and Jackson doing extremely well in DKNG. Zynga, oh, it went green. Bob, great trade all the way back here at 791. This has been a monster trade for Bob, and it is up 17.22%. So congratulations, Bob, on Zynga. ALGN, Jatin bought Zynga, ALGN back here at 441. He sold half at 521.90, and it's he still has half. It's up 1.56% today, and this has been a 15.88% trade. Excellent, excellent. See, that's ALGN, right? Okay, Microsoft. Yas is in Microsoft at 213.82. Gary is also in at 1382. He sold the 220 strike prices. So if this closes below 220 tomorrow, Gary will make all the money by selling those calls. VIX, Quad bought VIX back here at 1991. Gary bought at 1772. He had a nice rally, but it's given it back. It's currently 1678. So down on the day and down for both on the trade. Eli Lilly, this has been a fantastic trade for Yas and Gary. Bought here at 148.41 with this close above the 200-day. Massive day. Gary sold half here, I think Yas, not sure if Yas has all of his, up another 7.79% today. Yas and Gary up 14.7% on this trade. We're getting there. Hang in. Teladoc. Frank bought Teladoc at 182. I think Johnson bought it at 190.50. So both up on the day, both up on the trade. TTCF, Johan, what a trade. 1566, great risk to reward ratio off of the 200-day moving average. Johan is up 22.6%. Unreal. Fantastic. Frank, nice trade on CARR at 37.60. It's currently 38.67, up 1.76% today. Nike, good to see this getting the money for Frank. At 139.22, it's 140.17, up 1.32%. Walmart finally got in the money for Johnson. Very good. Nice little risk to reward ratio that you bought here right next to the 50. So I'm glad to see that's up for you, Johnson. That was a half position, it looks like. Qs, we already talked about that. Qualcomm, Carul bought Qualcomm at 157.20. It's down on the day and down on the trade, unfortunately. Facebook, Kamal and Jatson bought Facebook at 165.90 and 182.97. So Kamal is still up on the trade, but it's down on the day, and Jatson is down on the trade. UGL, great trade by Stephen Burns. Steve Burns bought UGL, which is double leverage gold. He based it on the 520 cross on GLD. Bought it at 65.60. It's currently up $1.51, up 2.3% today. Excellent trade, Steve. Very nice. Beyond Meat. Okay, this is Kamal bought Beyond Meat here, 135.95. It's currently 142.61, and this does it have? Let's see, 139.82, 139.75. So it does have a 520 crossover right here, right now, and that is a good back-tested approach to trading Beyond Meat. Two more to go. PTON, yes, bought PTON here at 115.97. It's currently 136.35. What a monster trade. This is up 14.92%. And last but not least, TWOU, another great trade from Johan, 34.24. It's at 37.39, up 2.72%. Johan is up about 8.34%. Whew, that was a mouthful. That was a mouthful, but very good trades. I don't see too many losers. I don't see too many positions that are people that are holding on to losing trades. I see a lot of people holding on to winning trades, which is fine. But the main part is you just do not want to hold on to losing trades and let those losses get out of hand. Okay. VMC. I don't really see anything here, Brian, honestly. We had that big down bar. We still haven't got above it. I mean, we're getting near the 50 RSI. I would much rather have this come back down a little bit and grab a higher low trade to the upside than just buy this bounce after all this movement. Steve says, thanks, Dan. That is a good roadmap for trends. It's a great book. Very happy with it. Hey, Sebastian, what's going on, buddy? That's my friend Sebastian from way back when. Sebastian, great to see you. Thank you for coming. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I know Bitcoin's doing well today, so you must be happy. And every time I see Bitcoin, I think of Sebastian. So sorry I missed your call earlier. I will call you today after the market closes, and we will catch up on my hike, okay? But thanks for coming today. If you have any questions, let me know. Kamal says, Beyond Meat with 520 cross. Thanks for the heads up, Steve. Dan says, thank you, Greg. You have done a great job telling and showing us the 200-day SPY moving average strategy. This is also nice for me. It is also nice for me to read it from Steve, from Steve. Well, I learned it from Steve, so that's where it's coming from. George, good to see you, George. What book is that, Dan? It's 5 moving average. Maybe if somebody could get the exact, Steve knows, he wrote it. 5 moving averages that beat buy and hold. That's what it is. Thanks, Kamal and Greg, as you have both given me many heads up on signals I missed in the past. David says, I bought Teladoc this morning when it crossed to 200. Okay, good. Remind me at the end, Dave, okay, so I make sure I get it up there. Ramble says, I got in LKNC this morning on the dip. Good. I hope that's up for you. Please remind me at the end. Steve says, looks like I'm continuing to hold AGQ, GLD, and Amazon and adding beyond today if nothing dramatic happens the last 30 minutes. Added to TTCF on pullback. Okay, sounds good. All right, so listen, before we start looking for the end of day trades today, going through the candidates, trying to narrow it down, and then taking the trade at the end of the day. As you know, I do like to stop in the middle of the podcast, talk a little bit about trader psychology. There are some really great Facebook, Twitter channels out there that spend a lot of time, burn a lot of calories, post really good informative information for us, good trading words of wisdom. And I like to cover one every day. And this is from my friend Thomas Payne. You've heard me talk about Thomas before. He's at Trader T Payne. You know, the interesting thing about Thomas was a scientist and he changed career paths and became a trader. But he really brings that scientific method to trading. Kind of reminds me of my student Jackson from Australia, who's in the chat with us often. But Thomas is great. He really knows the importance of trader psychology, and so whenever I see a post from him, I like to go over it. Let's see what it says. It is easier to find men who will volunteer to die than to find those who are willing to endure pain with patience. This is from Julius Caesar. Along those same lines, it is easier to find stock traders who will risk it all on one trade than to find those willing to patiently wait for the right trade. You know those guys and you know those girls, right? They're willing to risk it all on one trade. Why do that, right? Why risk it all on? Why risk your lifestyle? Why risk everything on one trade? You know, if you're a good trader, you have an edge in the market. Take the trade. If it's a loser, so what? You just move on and you haven't done any damage to your account. But, you know, remember, Warren Buffett always says there's no 3 strikes rule in the market, and it's true. You can sit and wait for that perfect strike to come across the plate before you trade. And in regards to trading, wait for the right setup. If you don't have the right setup, don't force it. Don't swing an outside ball or a low ball in baseball parlance, right? Wait for the right swing, the right pitch to come across the plate, or in other words, wait for the right trade to come across. Be patient and wait, because as Thomas says, it's easier to find stock traders who will risk it all on one trade than to find those willing to patiently wait for the right trade. I really, really like that. So thank you, Thomas. Good to have you back with your posts. And if you haven't subscribed to Thomas, please do, at Trader T Payne or just Thomas Payne on Twitter. Thanks, bud. George says, I just ordered that book. It's a great book. Steve Burns, cool, George. Jody! Jody is my girlfriend. Thank you for coming, babe. I appreciate that. Jody is interested in trading, and she's going to be a good trader, and we've just been kind of doing our lessons and teaching her, so thanks, hun. Let's see what Jody has to say. Oh, before all the sweet words, let me make sure she didn't write anything bad. It's on top of the it's on the top of my heap, friends. 5 moving average signals that beat buy and hold. There you go. How's that, Steve? I had my girlfriend order your book. It's good, right? Excuse me. Brian says, David, TDOC was on my intraday list. Greg, what are your thoughts? Well, under 200, over 200, that's good. I mean, the risk to reward's pretty good here. One thing I would point out, Brian, is that we had a big down bar yesterday on big volume. You can see the move back up today is on lower volume. That's the only thing that concerns me. I mean, the risk to reward is okay. Let's look at the week. You know, it's kind of neutral for me, but what really sticks out to me, first of all, here is the big down volume yesterday and big up move today, but low volume. So that is concerning. But I would, you know, if I got in this trade personally, I would use that 200-day and as a close below the 200-day as my stop. Karen, hello ma'am, good to see you. Hope you and all the puppies are doing well. Karen says, hello Gregorians, BIIB, nice sideways motion. BIIB. Oh, yes. Oh. A lot of sideways motion is right, Karen. We know what happens with sideways motion. Sideways motion goes sideways until it trends, and then it goes up or it goes down. One of the two. So I would expect some big movement either to the upside or the downside on this kind of trade. You know, thing is though, do I really see any particular... Well, you know, if we take it over to a fractal, here's a high right here with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right, and it did break out of that. If you're using the Bill Williams alligator fractal model, that would be a signal right there. That would be a signal right there. I like that MACD is positive. Let's look at that real quick on the fractal chart. BIIB. Yep. Kamal, you can see here's the high of the fractal. Alligator is very sleepy and possibly starting to wake up. I kind of like it, to be honest with you. I kind of like it. Steve says, that's great, Greg. She's definitely a great match. I'm sure she's going to be a much better trader than I am. She's very good visually with patterns and all that kind of stuff. Right, Judd? Okay. So before I start looking at new trades, let me take a current look here at current trades. Silver up 4.7%. FSLR did hit the one profit target here. This one looks fine. My little drip trade is up just over 0.5%, so that's good. Oh, Amazon to the downside, but I will be holding with the 1030 crossover. Gold. Big day today for us on gold, a bunch of us, but it is a bearish reversal bar. The close is currently above yesterday's close, but it's below today's open. I'm just going to split the difference today. I am going to sell half of my position that I have. Hit the 3 profit targets today, so I'm going to back those out, and then whatever I have left, I will sell half here. Take a little pressure off and account for the bearish reversal bar. OLLI doing great. Tell you what though, oh look at that, I missed my profit target by how much? 2 pennies. I am probably going to take half of this off today if it rejects the 200-day. If it closes below the 200-day, I'm going to sell half. Right? Had a nice move up here, but it did run into some resistance. So I'm not going to take the whole thing off, but I will sell half here today. And have some manners, OLLI, and get up there and hit my second profit target. Would you? Thank you. SPY. Of course, I'm going to buy SPY at the end of the day. As always, nice overnight gapper. Oil's doing really, really great from the trade down here at 30.97. Apple. Oh, that was my day trade. Yep. And Love doing good. I'm glad I bought that at 45.72 today. Really glad I bought that. So back in love with Gary and Karen. Oh, BIIB. Okay, we just looked at that. Yvar's here. Good to see you, buddy. Monthly. Yep. Big down. Weekly, the pick up, big down. But currently right now on the daily, there is a lot of sideways motion. And it did trigger a fractal today. Well, it triggered it here, here, and here, but it's finally getting above. So it's not bad. I'm not going to buy this, but I do like the sideways motion, and I mean, you know, the consolidation. I love to buy consolidation and then sell into strength if it moves my way. Okay. Holy smokes, I'm running out of time. All right, here we go. BZUN. I like the false breakout to the downside. I like the close above the 200-day moving average. It gives me a nice and rejection of the 200 and the 250 the last couple days. This one's pretty decent, so that's on my list. MSI. It's a nice V2 and a false breakout to the downside. Here's the false breakout. Nice move up here, the V2, day 1, 2, 3. Day 2 washes out day 1, closing above. It's right about halfway of this move, though, so we're in a Fibonacci area there. UNH. I do kind of like UNH. I like the washout here. I like the V2. We went under 50, over 50. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly is right about half, did hold halfway of the 50% up bar here, right there. That one's okay. REGN. Not bad. Let's look over at Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat has that 520 cross. That does backtest well. Let me just do some numbers real quick on the Beyond Meat. I do like on Beyond Meat that we have triggered a fractal. Here's a high, 2 lower highs to the left, 2 lower highs to the right, 139.89 to 139.77. I do like the sideways motion. BZUN, nice close above the 200-day, having support below, back in the value zone. Did come from a lower low, though. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly has the 200 right above it. That makes me not like it as much. MSI, I do like it, but technically it closed below the -1 ATR channel. So honestly, if it closes below the -1 ATR channel, what I really want to do is wait for a pullback and grab a higher low V1, V2. So that one, I'm going to put this over here. Kind of like UNH also. Let's look over on the weekly. Yeah, the weekly is good. We had the big up bar. It came here, it held the 50% mark. It's up 0.72% today. MACD went positive, and then hey, look at Love making a high on the day. Boy, I'm glad I got in there. So glad I got in there. And then what else was there? Was NVIDIA? That one does not look like it has the crossover yet. Higher low V2 here on Regeneron. MACD is positive. We bounced off the -2 ATR channel. Some increased volume. This guy here on Beyond Meat, that scares me a little bit, the big down bar. Let's look over on the weekly. Yeah, I'm going to pass on Beyond Meat just because of the big down bar, and we're right back at 50%. We've rallied back to 50% of the Fibonacci move here. So I am going to pass on Beyond Meat. I think I'm going to go with REGN. mainly because we have a higher low V2. It held the halfway of the 50% here. We're back in the value zone. It's a higher low and MACD is positive. So I think I'm going to go with Regeneron today. What do we have? 9 minutes. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sell half of my gold position here because of the big reversal bar. All right, so I sold half here because of the reversal bar. Drip is up, that's good. Amazon is down. OLLI doing well. I am going to sell half of my OLLI here at the end of the day. It already has touched the 200-day moving average and rejected it. So therefore, I'm going to sell half. What is that? But I'm going to wait till the end there just in case we can pop over at the end. SPY, of course, buying. Okay. And keeping love. Keeping love. BIIB has a 520 crossover. Does it backtest well? Do you know? Let's take a look real quick. All right, so here we go. Here's the 520 crossover. This is from etfreplay.com. I'm using this by permission. But here's BIIB with the 520 exponential crossover. You can see it does not backtest well. Using the 520 crossover, it returned a negative 50.3%. So with that being said, I am going to definitely pass on BIIB because of that. All right, Steve's Long Beyond Meat. At 142.92. And for me, I think my favorite is REGN today. With the higher low V2 back in the value zone, MACD being positive. Well, Apple really took off here at the end of the day. Look at that. Ooh, look at this trade right here. I hate to say it, but I would have taken that trade. That nice V2 back over all the moving averages and up. All right, so Ollie with the rejection of the 200, I'm going to sell half and lock in profits there. There's half there and locking in half there. Again, because of the rejection of the 200-day moving average. We've moved more than 1.5 ATR from entry, so if I get back to break even, I'll just go ahead and get out of the full position. Look at love. Sweet. You know, this is a great example here of taking a really good risk to reward ratio. Look at my risk. Close over the 200. If it would have closed below, I would have gotten out. That was way back at 45.72. And now it is 46.31. And it looks like Gary and Karen are in the money on this trade as well. So we're all a big happy family back in the trade on love. Appropriately, the stock symbol is appropriate to the situation. Let me look at REGN intraday. Guess I should have bought it in the value zone, huh? That's all I can do, though. All right, so I'm going to get geared up here to buy REGN. Oh, big spread, big spread. Oh, man. Are you serious? Oh, okay, whew, we're back. Right. So I did lock in half of gold here with the reversal bar. I locked in half profits here on Ollie with the rejection of the 200-day. And that's that. And then of course I'll buy SPY at the close. Steve's long Beyond Meat. One minute to go on my end. Q's making a high on the day, or very close to it, I should say. "15 seconds to go on my end. Love making a high on the day. Excelente. That's it. Where's the... There we go. So, good day today, good green day. I am grateful for that. I have honestly been struggling a little bit this month with my swing trades. I had a really good November, but December has been challenging, so it's nice to get some swing trades moving the right way for me today. Day trading has been great, so that's kind of been bailing me out on the other end, but I'm grateful that they all came together today. So if you have any new entries or exits for me today, this is the time to let me know. If you could please put them in the chat. If you put them in earlier, if you wouldn't mind putting them in again to remind me, so I can get them all accurate. But real quick before I do, I just want to remind everybody I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I think I teach a really good course. It's 15 hours. I teach you everything I've learned over the last 25 years of trading, teach you everything I've learned from all of my mentors and teachers over the years. And if you take the course, I know you're going to be a better trader. I'm teaching tonight, as a matter of fact. So Timothy, if you're out there listening, looking forward to that call at 7. So if you are interested, just reach out to me. You can send me an email. Email's in the description. You can also send me a message on Twitter. And if you reply and say, Greg, possibly interested in the one-on-one course, I'll reply. We'll set up a Skype call, and you can tell me about your trading. You can ask me questions about the course, and then at the end, if you decide that you want to take the course, then we'll get it scheduled, all right? No pressure on my end whatsoever. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help to keep the channel around, helps build the channel, lets YouTube know that there's some valuable content here. All right, let's get over back to the stream and see what everybody's doing today. So I'm going to start with Steve. Okay, Steve is long Beyond Meat. Oh, I already have a Beyond Meat on here, I think. Who am I kidding? I have every stock symbol known to man on this board. Beyond Meat. Oh, here it is. Okay, so Kamal's down here at 135.95. I'm going to put a marker here for Steve. And that's the 520 EMA cross. And Steve is long from 142.92. Oh, he's already in the money. Very nice. 142.92. Bob is in Beyond Meat. Johann Jack. What is that? Jack in the Box? That was the staple of my nutrition when I was in college. Yeah, I like it, Johan. I like it a lot. We made a lower high here than here, but then this bar washed it out and reversed back up over the 50. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Not a ton of volume. Let's look over on the weekly. Yeah, all right, but the daily is pretty good. I like the red to green bar also. Johnson is REGN. Oh yeah, I guess I better check and see where I bought everything, huh? All right, REGN, I bought at 372.24. No, that's the SPY. REGN as at 496.34. Yeah. All right. So I bought at 496.34. And then Johnson, it was Johnson, right? Yes. And then my overnight SPY trade is at 372.24. 372.24. Okay, it's getting up there. You know, I have an indicator of my own, everybody. It's called whenever the prices start getting up close to all my readings, you're pretty dang high. Make sense? We're getting right up there. And it's pretty accurate too. I would have to say that. It's pretty accurate, so keep that in mind. Look at SPY. See, we have the high here and the green MACD bars. Then we pulled back. Now we've made a higher high. No green bars to be seen whatsoever. That is something Dr. Alexander Elder would be very, very leery of. He loves to short double tops with bearish divergences, and we have got one, but you know, bearish divergences don't matter until they do. You would need some kind of signal trigger to get you in. Just because you have a bearish divergence doesn't mean it just can't continue to go up. But I guarantee you he's sitting in his really beautiful house in, now I forgot the state, Vermont, and he is pointing this out to his students. Evan says, ZI thanks Ava. Well, I'll tell you what, Ava is a good person to be in company with her trades lately. I can tell you that. Right, Ava? Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Oh, I don't know if Ava took the trade, though. Put this right about here at the close. And that's Evan. Ava's just going to have to tell me whether she's in. I don't recall her saying that she got in. But it is a nice setup. Kamal says no trades today. Brian says NNDM at 652. Oh, good. Looks like you bought it when the V2 triggered. And that's Brian. Good luck, Brian. Okay, and Beyond Meat and NVIDIA. That's Brian also. Did it have the 520 cross? Not quite. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Happy hiking. Ramble Ron. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this ticker symbol in here. Ramble. I'm going to try, but those long ones, I usually don't have access to those. LKNCY. Nope, I don't have it. Let me try it one more time. LKNCY. No, I don't have that in my charts. Ramble, sorry, buddy. Yes. In the SPY, still in Lily, third position, down to 1/6 on PTON. Nice. Frank is in buns. You like that one, huh? BZUN. It's pretty good. I mean, false breakout to the downside, right back up, and volume today. Okay, good luck, Mr. Frank. Hope that works out for you. Johan, AYX. Oh, you probably bought it right there, Johan, right? Wow, beautiful. Man, Johan is a master trader, I'm telling you. Baba. I got to tell you, every time I look at how many positions here, I don't know. It makes me nervous. I've got to be honest. 254.91. So I'm just going to put you there, Johan. I'm going to put the price there because I'm not sure where. Love, bought Love, 40. Oh, really? Did I save it like that? 46.35 is Johan. Okay. And Beyond Meat. It'd be nice if this platform would alphabetize this stuff for my very specific needs. Where is Beyond Meat? I know we have it on here. Come on, Greg. Find it. Oh, here we go. Oh, I saved this by default or something. Okay, let's see. All right, good luck to the Beyond Meters. David is in Teladoc. All right, Dave. REGN. All right. That's David. And SE yesterday with the V2, David says. Oh, I see it. Oh, that moved up nice for you. Great. Return to value V2, right, Dave? Ramble, so spy calls, nice one for me. Oh, that's right. Good job, Ramble. So I think you told me that you were at a spy, right? You sold your call, so I'm going to take you off there. Oh, Gary also sold credit spreads. I'm sorry, I missed that one. I do my best, everybody, but there's a lot of notes and a lot of symbols. So Gary sold credit spreads down to 356. So unless the SPY closes below 356 tomorrow, Gary takes all his money and puts it in his pocket and goes home. Jackson, hey Greg and gang, sorry late to the party. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Appreciate that, Jackson. Nice job today on your DKNG. Lova says, I have to bail out early. Thank you for the great podcast. Thank you, Lova. David says, thanks for everything, Greg. Happy and group, happy hike. Kamal, no trades today. Music to my ears. Jackson says, Greg, you're going to need a special assistant to put in all these positions each day. Holy smokes, you're telling me. That would be nice. You remember back in the day when there was 4 of us in the live stream? It was easy. I just laugh when I see all these positions. I mean, they're all doing well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at the amount of positions. But what I'm heartened to see is that very few of these are negative positions, and that's the key. That's the key. I got your Skype message, Jack. Sorry, it was a bit long, so I didn't have time to reply yet, but I will reply for sure, okay? And I'll tell you what, if you're going to write a book, trading book, I will be the first one in line to want to read it, because Jackson is an extraordinary trader, let me tell you that. Okay, so, did I mark gold? Yes, so I locked in half my gold today, locked in half of my Ollie today as well. Oh, Apple I can put over here. Love's doing well. Regeneron. Yeah, so those are mine. And then the new position today was Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. All right, let's see what's happening in after hours land. AGQ down a little bit. Amazon unchanged. Beyond Meat unchanged. My little drip guy is up 13 cents. Gold's up 10 cents. FSLR is up 8 cents. Good, good, good. Love down 15 cents. Boo. Q's down 5 cents. SPY down 8 cents. VIX, yeah, I imagine that was going to be up. All right. Okay, so I teach tonight. Looking forward to that with Timothy. And it's super snowy outside and cold here, so I'm going to put my hiking boots on, go for a hike, grab some food, do my shoulder exercises, and then teach my lesson tonight. So that is my plan. 2 things, as always, please try to go out and do something nice for somebody today. Just a smile, a wave, a hello. Help somebody out if you can. If we could just help one human being each day, do a little something for them and make the world a whole better place. And if you could also do the same for an animal. If you see an animal, or if you have an animal, if you just give them a little love every day, give them a little treat, a little cuddle, take them on a walk, or help them if they need help, right? So anyway, that's all I ask. If you do both of those things each day, and I think that's it. Whew! I'll tell you what, I'm beat. But good day today. Definitely grateful for that, and it looks like everybody had a good trading day as well. So I'm happy. So have a good rest of your day. I'm going to head out, hit the mountains, and hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow up. Oh, yeah, and Jackson says thumbs up. Yes, if you could hit thumbs up, I would certainly appreciate that as well, if you don't mind, before you check out of here, if you like the podcast. All right? Thanks again, everybody, and hope to see you all tomorrow, which is Friday. Take care now. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation, and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.